Hi folks, wanted to make a little video about installing a new belt onto a Woods RM59 mower. There's a couple ways listed to do this and service information and on the covers of the machine, but I found a much easier way to do this that'll take several minutes out of your life and make your life a lot easier. So first and foremost, just follow putting the belt on as per the guide inside the mower. Follow everything through. Just don't follow the steps that they show here. I'm going to give you a much easier way to do this. I'm going to show you both how to uninstall this and to reinstall this. The only tool that you will need if you're installing a new belt is just a 15/16 wrench. I am going to use a pry bar as well to show you how to take the old one off, which is also the same process. So as you can see, I've taken a pry bar and put it underneath the belt on this side of the big wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the big wheel counterclockwise, and that should roll the belt right off. Okay, so you can see that I've simply walked the pry bar underneath the belt and rolled the wheel counterclockwise until I get the pry bar underneath the belt to about this position up in the corner here. And then I can reach in and pull the belt off the front of the big wheel. Now you can see that I've got the belt in front of the big wheel. I can then remove my pry bar and then just rotate the large wheel and from there it's pretty simple. You can take your 15/16 wrench and compress the tensioner here to get the belt the rest of the way out. Now to make things more fun in changing this belt, I'm going to do something that you would normally never do just to prove to you how easy it can be if you use the right techniques. So I am actually going to keep this mower on the tractor while I actually do this. The only thing I'm going to do is disconnect the PTO shaft. Now obviously this would be a lot easier if I did disconnect the mower from the tractor. And in fact, in the rest of the video you'll probably see that I have. But I'm going to make the point that you can actually do this without disconnecting the mower from the tractor. Okay, so you're going to find lots of belts available for this mower. But the one I've had the best luck with is the Gates High Power 2 B148 belt, which you can find on Amazon for around $35 shipped to your door. Or if you can't get one shipped to your door and you're in a hurry, Tractor Supply does carry this belt in generic packaging as a finish mower belt. It is the exact same belt you'll find hanging on the shelf. However, it typically runs around $55. But if you're in a hurry, that's another option for you. Okay, to actually install the belt, you want to install the belt. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's here. You just want to put the belt on here and go around the pulleys the way it's described in the diagram here, with the flips in the right spot, so that we have the belt pretty much in position. The one thing is, though, do not put the belt over top of the big wheel. Just leave it lay on top of the drive shaft, and from there we will change it. Okay, so now I have brought the belt through the side, what would be the left side of the mower, and just drug it through the lower opening there. And this is just how I choose to do it. There's not really a right or wrong way to do this, but I'm going to put it onto this left side pulley first. Okay, now you can see the view from inside the mower. The belt goes from the left spindle to the center spindle unobstructed. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is just simply take the back section of this belt and take it and put it up over top of the pulley here so that I can get it back to the center pulley, which you can see back there. So just the first couple steps here, you can see that I'm in the belt gate and around the pulley for the left spindle. And I'm just coming around. You can see that I've come straight back with the back half of that to the belt gate and center spindle pulley. And then we'll go back to the front to see how we start working the rest of the belt around. As the belt comes around the center spindle pulley, you need to give it a quarter twist towards you, just like you're grabbing the throttle of a motorcycle, and then put it into the belt gate and up around the small pulley. Okay, and now we've brought the belt up around the big pulley. We'll end up taking it back off at the top, but for right now, just run it around the big pulley, and take your belt and get it in between your belt and the tensioner there. Now notice I had my wrench on the wrong side of that, but you can still make it work even if you do that. To get the slack you need, take the pulley back off the top of the big pulley. You're going to need that, so when you come over here and poke the belt through the right side extension there, that you'll have the slack that you need to pull the belt out far enough to get installed through the gate and around the pulley. Now, that should, if you followed everything good there, should give you the twist on the front of this, the full twist on the front of this belt that it needs to finish the circuit. Okay, so now you can see we've got the belt fully routed all the way around all the pulleys. The only thing that does not happen is we don't have the belt on top of the big pulley now. But that's really where the big secret in this comes in, and actually what makes it easy. Because we are simply going to press the belt against the pulley at the 9 o'clock position, and we're going to rotate the big wheel clockwise. And as long as we watch for a couple things over on the right hand side with that lower pulley, as long as we keep it pushed back into that pulley so it doesn't come out, we can walk it right on. Okay, so now we're going to push the belt, and we're just going to walk the belt around the big pulley as far as we can till our slack comes out. And what you'll find is, obviously there's not enough belt here, but once I start to pull this and start to turn the big wheel counterclockwise, you're going to see that it's going to try and come off of this pulley down here, and you just have to monitor it and make sure that it stays in this pulley. And then as you rotate this around, you don't have to do anything really fancy. Just keep doing this. I have to regrip my hands here. Same thing, just going to keep walking it around, making sure that it stays in the small pulley over here as I'm walking this around. And just keep going, a little bit at a time. You can use the spokes or whatever you can get a hold of here. And just rotate this around, keep going. You can see that it does try and come out of there, but the closer you get to having it installed, it'll stay in there by itself. And as long as it's walking into that pulley, we have to get this last little bit here, and we're done. So the only tools needed is a 15/16 inch wrench for the pulley, for the idler pulley, and a decent length pry bar. Doesn't have to be super strong, you're not really prying with it, in order to take an old belt off. If your belt has broken, you don't have to worry about that. But this method works really, really well. And I just want to point out that it was hooked to the tractor the entire time. The reason I did that was not because it was the easiest way to do it, but because you can do it that way. And also, you know, it takes time out of your life to disconnect the mower and reconnect it. And in this case, it actually made it easier to film because I could put the mower up in the air. And in some cases, it does help hand position, stuff like that. If you're old like me and don't bend real well and stuff like that, it's also less bending over you have to do. So I hope this helped a lot, and happy mowing.